son of a bitch, Papa Smokes. We have to talk about him again. Once again, that's why that big no symbol is right over his big dumb face on the graphic here for this particular show. That asshole El Asesino comes down and he starts the chair attack on Phil Deadly. Right from behind, takes him down. So much so, he hit him so goddamn hard that the upper rim of that chair, that piece right there at the back of the chair, came completely out. And you would think that he would just kick it out of the ring at this point in time. No, he takes that destroyed piece of chair and he goes and he smashes that over Phil Deadly's head. And I know damn well, Papa Smokes, I know you like El Asesino, and I'm not blind to it, but I know you're also a human being, and I know that you did not sit there and watch Phil Deadly take that absolute undeserved shit kicking from El Asesino and think this was a good idea.
Okay, Munson, normally I would argue against this because I have all the respect in the world for El Asesino, and I'm going to accept his methods, but I'm going to have to agree with you to a certain extent on this time because it's Phil Deadly. I don't like seeing Phil Deadly take that kind of treatment from anybody. And I'm sure that was the idea of El Asesino, to get the most attention and make the most splash with his attack on a hometown favorite like Phil Deadly. It hit the fans hard. I mean, he hurt Phil Deadly pretty good with that chair. But at the same time, it was like a punch in the gut to all the PPW Nation, too. They didn't like it. I found it distasteful to see. I understand that El Asesino, quote unquote, had to do that, and I understand why he did it. But damn, on Phil Deadly, it even turns my stomach a little bit, I have to admit.
I didn't know what to do, Papa Smokes. I sat there thinking to myself, like, why isn't anyone jumping in there? Why am I not jumping? Why am I not getting in there? I know I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to interfere with what's going on inside the ring. I am not a wrestler or anything like that. But as a human being sitting there watching, I'm thinking to myself, damn, I don't know if I can watch this anymore. My stomach's turning. I'm getting sick. I can't believe that I'm sitting back as a human being and enduring watching this kind of sick display go on. But at the same time, we've got a whole locker room back there. Every single one of them. Who came out? Where were the officials? Where was management? Where is management hiding at this point? Why is this one guy single-handedly running amok all over this company, thinking that he walks around and his shit don't stink and that he can get away with doing this time and time again? When is somebody going to put their foot down? Give him his fucking title match already and then let the baby have his bottle and go home so that we can be done with this already. Enough is enough. And as always, it's time for a change.
Oh, tell us how you really feel, Munson. I'm almost getting tired of these little tantrums you have on the air here, but I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, I'm going to answer your question for you. Why don't the wrestlers come out from the back to save Asesino's victims? Why doesn't PPW management do anything about it? Why do you think, Munson? It's called fear. And this man has struck fear in the entire roster. The fans are afraid of him. Hell, I'm one of his closest confidants. I'm afraid of him as well. And I think that's how he does business. It's with an iron hand. You don't say no to El Asesino. You might try to a little bit at first, but you ain't saying no to him. And if you do, you're going to get what's coming to you. No mystery, no lies, no deception. You're going to get just what Phil Deadly got this past Saturday night. And that is a royal ass whooping.
Ed, thanks for checking in, Ed. Hope you're enjoying Thunderbolts. Ed will be live this coming Sunday evening, giving the review on Marvel Talk. So stay tuned for that. Sad to see Munson with some marks from. Yeah, well, it didn't happen again. I figured you had a typo there.
Soon,
Ed.
Though, Ed. Soon.
If I have to keep watching this kind of shit go on in the ring like I did, the human side of me is going to crack eventually, Papa Smokes. I can't sit by and idly take these beatdowns on good human beings. It is not right. Absolutely not right. I just can't. I've had it. I mean, again, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a wrestler. I'm 42 goddamn years old. My knees crack every time I step up from a fucking chair, but I'm not going to sit by and watch people continue to get hurt and taken out by somebody who just wants a title shot. So somebody, please, PPW management, sign the fucking dotted line, put the title on the line, and get this shit over with already.
Yeah, well, if you're so upset about it, Munson, then I'm going to recommend that you get in there and confront El Asesino. I know you won't because you know what's going to happen too. But if you're so concerned about it, you get in there and watch how that turns out for you. He's going to make a victim of you too. And for what? You won't get anything out of it, Bob. I love you, but if you get in there and confront El Asesino, it's a terrible decision. And I guarantee I'll stand back and watch what happens. I might feel bad about it later because you're my buddy. But if you make a bad decision, that's on you.
I understand that, Papa Smokes. I get it. And I again, I'm not going to ever show disrespect towards that. Again, I stay out of it. And again, like you say the word fear. Yeah, I fear El Asesino. I
Me
know
too.
that El Asesino could absolutely murder me. At the same time, I'm one of those people that it's like you could be the biggest person in the yard. And if you're going after innocent people time and time again, there's this thing right here, Papa Smokes, that it does a lot more thinking than what this does sometimes. And sometimes this is what's going to take over. And I think one of these days, maybe, just maybe, I won't be able to take it anymore. So somebody do something before my old ass has to get in there and become the next victim.